Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Renegade Roundtable podcast here. I am Jeffrey Kirby. Of course, we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, aka Jarryd. Jarryd, how in the hell are you?
A good week. A win is always a good week. That's all I could say.
Yeah. And obviously, we have a special guest here. Of course, typically it's become a tradition that whenever it's Brown Steelers week, I have my boy Hunter, who attends The Ohio State University, aka America's team, and who will beat Michigan in 9 days.
I tell her about all the smoke, man.
But obviously, it's my boy Hunter. You guys have known him on the podcast, big Browns fan. So obviously, I like to have him on during these weeks. It's always fun. Obviously, before we get started here, obviously next week is Thanksgiving, so we'll see how our schedules go. We may record on Wednesday, and if not, we may just take the week off for Thanksgiving, and then we'll get back to you guys obviously the week after. The only reason why I'd want to do a podcast next week is when the Steelers beat the Browns. That show is just always great. It's fun.
I'm not saying anything.
And you know what?
I'm just not gonna say. I'm not
All
gonna
I'm
say
saying
anything.
is, if Dorian Thompson Robinson beats you on Sunday, you ain't gonna hear the end of it from me.
Who?
Oh my gosh.
You ain't get me. Yeah, if you thought because we're live, you'd be able to get me.
But yeah, let's get into this. So obviously, we're going to talk about the Packers game for a little bit. I'll let Hunter get into the Browns Ravens game, and we might even sprinkle in. I know as we're recording that once you guys see this, the game will have already ended. Maybe we'll kind of talk about what we think is going to happen for us tonight with the Bengals and Ravens game, which is a huge game for both of us in both of our situations. But getting into that Packers game. 2 straight drives start off with touchdowns.
Yeah, and what happened after that? That's my next question.
Why? You know what?
I'm negative. I'm negative,
I'm
man.
gonna give you guys a little bit of inside scoop. So during Sunday games, me and the boys in our group chat, we get happy, we're going nuts, and then there's always the party pooper of the group chat, and you can guess it's Jarryd.
This week I was, man.
Hey, man,
sorry.
let Jarryd be a realist.
I'm trying to. I'm happy we got the win. The offense did look better, somewhat, I guess, on the ground. Passing wise, didn't exist in my eyes.
But you know what? Here's the thing: there are certain games where, like, if the passing game is, like that was a game where you were able to run the football effectively. I mean, for God's sakes, you ran the ball for 205 yards. You didn't necessarily need to go to the pass game that much.
No, I know. I respect it. I think they stepped away from it in the second half a little too early. And they tried throwing the ball, which, we want to see it, of course, but they did the job. We got the W. That's all that matters. And at the end of the day, we got the win. Doesn't matter what the stats look like. If you get the win, you move on.
Yeah, one thing that I wanted to look at. So this is how many straight games that we have been outgained in terms of total yards, and we still won?
9 games.
So literally,
9 games that every team outgained us, but we're 6-3.
Which makes me fucking sick.
But and that's the thing too, is the way that this team is. Like, let's be honest. There's 5, maybe 6 really good teams that you would put in that elite category. You have a bunch of meh teams. Yeah, and then you have the bad teams. The Steelers are obviously in that meh category, but I think because of the way that they're able to win and find ways to win, you have to put them up there in that upper part of that meh category. And it's nuts with how they're doing it. And Hunter, you and me have talked about this before off air. What they do, and it happens each and every week. The Pittsburgh Steelers make you stoop to their level, the level that they want to dictate. They make you force a turnover in a crucial situation. They capitalize somehow, some way, and they find a win in an ugly game. It happened again on Sunday with that pick in the red zone with was it Keanu Neal?
No, Tamonte
It
Casey
was,
with the game sealing.
I think it was Keanu Neal got hurt on that play, but
The interception before, yes.
yeah. So but I mean, I'm talking. Yeah, so they make you find a way to create that turnover. It happened in Baltimore. It's happened. I mean, with you guys in Cleveland, that week 2 game. It's happened in almost every single game.
It's the most unsustainable, sustainable bullshit I've ever seen in my life. But I mean, you can't hate on it because it works. I think every week it happens. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's not sustainable. It's not." And it's not. I mean, it really shouldn't be. But for you guys, it is, and it's kind of your guys's, your bread and butter. Is that it just seems like it's kind of like I kind of compare it to like a Golden State Warriors game where it's like you don't know when it's going to happen, you don't know how it's going to happen, but Steph Curry's going to hit a big three somehow. They're going to go on a little. It doesn't matter how much they're losing by. They're going to go on a little run and win this game somehow. And
typically in the third quarter.
It's this bullshit with Pittsburgh where you're like, okay, they're going to get a break somewhere. They're going to, if they're losing, they'll get a turnover, or if they're down 7-0 in the third quarter and they haven't scored the whole game, they'll magically put 2 touchdown drives together, go up 14-7, and then won't do shit the rest of the game. But they do what they need to do, and you can't hate on it. Of course, as a Browns fan, I'm going to hate on it as much as I can. But, like you said, Jeff, I mean, it happened against us in week 2. The TJ Watt touchdown, the pick 6 to start the game. Those were the 2 biggest plays of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's something that, I know on Browns Twitter and just the media and just the team in general, this week, the biggest thing, preach against the Steelers team is the turnovers. You cannot turn the ball over against this team because, I mean, let's be honest here. Your guys' defense is not that good. But at the same time, you guys do enough. And, it's like your defense can keep you guys in ball games and kind of get you guys to linger around just for a while. And then it's like, boom, Kenny Pickett makes a great throw. One of, probably his only great throw of the game. Or, Najee Harris or Jalen Warren, can break off a nice run or, something. Or there's that one Kenny Pickett down the sideline to George Pickens throw again. It's stuff like that. And I tell you what, and it frustrates the hell out of other teams. In week 2, I'll tell you, I mean, it's kind of funny that I mentioned that play. That's literally all it was. Those 2 turnovers and the 70-yard touchdown to Pickens, I mean, was literally the whole ball game. So yeah, I mean, when you're facing a team like Green Bay, for your guys' defense, you look at the Green Bay Packers starting a rookie quarterback. Well, not a rookie quarterback, but I mean, this is his first year starting. Really getting game action. I mean, those are the type of players that you have to take advantage of. Mm-hmm. And obviously, we're going into the Cleveland Browns game, against us, and Dorian Thompson-Robinson starting. I mean, that's another one. These young quarterbacks who aren't used to this. You have to take advantage of them, and that's what you guys did on Sunday. And again, the Pittsburgh Steelers motto: just do just enough, and that's exactly what they did on Sunday. And honestly, it came down to the last play.
Good.
You know what's funny, real quick, is you talk about the turnover part. Steelers are tied for first in the NFL with 18 takeaways, and they are also tied for first in a turnover differential, plus 10.
You see,
versus you guys who are at -4. So, and obviously
that's literally the biggest thing for both teams, is that you guys are able to take care of the ball and force turnovers. But we're rolling out XFL legend PJ Walker, and Mr. Watson hasn't, been able for besides the last 3 games to say, take care of the ball. So,
and for you guys, what I'm looking here is you guys have 15 takeaways, so you guys aren't that far off. But when you get
turn the ball over, son.
but yet you lead the league in turnovers at 19.
It's unacceptable.
And obviously, like you said, and go to that week 2 game, 4 turnovers itself.
Well, that's the thing, though, is if you look at that week 2 game, if we can just take care of the ball, if that week 2 game, if we can, take care of the ball, and then, you look at the other week against Seattle when P.J. Walker throws it off Jamal Adams' helmet. I mean, guys, there's a really good chance the Cleveland Browns are 9-1 right now. And that's crazy to say. And, yes, you can play the hypothetical game all you want.
Oh, of course.
But those are really big plays that you can prevent.
Mm-hmm.
And, obviously the one loss, you take that Ravens game with DTR where we got the shit kicked out of us. There ain't no way to back that. But, it's mistakes. If you don't make those great teams don't make those mistakes. And, we'd be the best team in the AFC right now.
And if the NFL didn't gift you 2 wins back-to-back weeks.
Oh, there you go.
You know what? And you know what? They did. And you know what? I give 2 shits. Because the referees,
to be fair, I don't blame you, because if this was us, it would be the same damn thing.
The refs have been horrible to us for years. And Jeff, living in Northeast Ohio, you know it. They have been horrible for years for us. So if they want to gift us a couple wins now,
listen,
hell yeah.
You think that they've been bad for you guys? You see how bad it is for the Steelers of late.
Oh, here you go.
It's always whoever we're playing in the refs versus the Steelers.
Yeah, I guess.
Jarryd don't even.
It's like they gave us 1 win against the Rams. To be fair, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna complain.
That's the same game we won against the Colts. So it was like I can't bitch about it because the refs just won us the game.
That's where I was at. I was like, fuck it, whatever. But yeah, getting back into that Packers game, and then I'm gonna let you talk about that Ravens game, which ended up being absolutely insane. Is like you said, you go on. You start off at a 9-play, 75-yard drive touchdown. It's like, oh, wow, 2 weeks in a row. Then you go, Green Bay scores on a 10-play drive on a beautiful throw. And then you go down an 11-play drive, and it's 14-7. You're thinking, oh, boy, are we going to somehow get into a shootout with these guys? And then you go and get a field goal after, and then that's when the drought comes. 3 straight punts, and then you're getting to the second half. Then you go field goal, punt, field goal, punt. So it's – and you know what? Going into that last play, the final play of the game, it feels like we've seen that story so many times.
Oh, yeah. It's always going to come down to the last play.
And Hunter can – like as Hunter said, me being in Northeast, so I see every week with the Browns. It's like for example, the Seattle game, or no, it was the San Francisco game. Those are typically the games that they would find a way to lose. And even they were all saying that, like in that group chat, it's like they're gonna find a way to lose because it's just ingrained in their mind that that's what happens. For us, for Steelers fans, it seems like every time we're in that situation, we find a way to get a pick. So it's like that play. It's like, all right, we're gonna get a pick. This game's gonna be over, and we somehow did it again. That's exactly what happened, and it's mind-boggling.
It sure is.
And it's ironic. If you go back to the way that we were talking about this team in the preseason before the season started, we would be not surprised at all. But watching this team 9 games in, it's like, how? Literally, how?
I don't know how, because like I said, that shit ain't sustainable, but it's been sustainable, so I can't say shit. Pisses me off.
My one concern.
Oh, boy.
Concern about this game. This defense, man. The middle linebacker is very thin. Very thin. And obviously, no, you're about to say it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I say no Cole Holcomb, and then obviously we lost Quan Alexander to a torn Achilles. Now, obviously, me being Dr. Kirby, the Achilles expert here, that was an inside joke for Hunter.
No, but But it's my one major concern now. It's Mark Robinson and now
Landon Roberts.
Landon Roberts. I think they've been putting Elijah Riley or Keanu Neal playing in the middle linebacker spot here and there.
Which, you know what? I think when you bring in Keanu Neal, you have Devontae Casey with obviously Minka. We don't know if he's going to be coming back yet. You have that kind of versatility where you're able to do that. I mean,
Solly didn't practice today.
Yeah, so I mean, from what we were told early on in the week that he'd be back, but obviously it seems like it's going to be a game time decision. And obviously, as much as this game is important, it's an AFC North opponent. You obviously want to get every win you get. I also understand that hamstring injuries are a bitch. They can linger, and obviously, as an important piece as Minka Fitzpatrick is to this team, I don't necessarily know if I'd want to rush it back. If it's iffy, I would almost rather, especially in the situation where you have DTR, where now I get it, he's going to have a full week to prepare. It's not like he's learning about it 2.5 hours before a game. So, but I feel like I would rather have Minka sit an extra week, let the hamstring heal up more, and then get ready for Cincinnati, because that is going to be another huge game going into that, especially if you somehow come out with a loss and you're 6-4, that game becomes even more important.
Yeah, I would like to have him back, but you saw how bad they didn't look good without him. That pass defense is not good at all.
That's another example of in terms of stats, we're 29th, if I'm not mistaken, in total defense.
It's bad.
And it shows. And you know what it is? It's when TJ and Alex and the defensive line don't get pass rush, we're not a good defense.
Pretty much. If the O-line can hold up against TJ Watt and that D-line, they're going to find someone open.
So we'll get into the O-line thing here.
Or just don't throw it Joey Porter's way, basically. Throw it the other way.
Who, by the way, should be defensive rookie of the year.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think looking at your guys' team kind of going into Sunday, obviously the biggest headline is DTR, kind of like you said, Jeff, getting a full week of preparation. And am I fully confident in him? Hell no, of course not. Are you kidding? Did you see his game against Baltimore? It was horrible, but like you said, Jeff, he only got 2.5 hours to prepare. A full week of preparation, I'm a lot more confident going into this game with how he will perform. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's the Steelers, it's a divisional game. While true, like Jarryd just said, the pass defense for you guys, if you guys aren't getting pressure, is not good at all.
And the run defense is not good at all. And your guys' running attack, it's like, I don't get how your guys' offensive line has been, now injured. You don't have your star running back. And you guys are still running the ball at will very successfully.
Yeah, and going back to that, and I think it adds another element too, because as we saw, in the Baltimore game, Deshaun Watson used his legs a lot more than he has in recent weeks, and he looked very good. He had probably arguably one of the biggest plays in the game in the fourth quarter on that game-winning drive, breaking out of a sack by Kyle Van Noy that he ended up running for about 15, 16 yards. But now, when you come into this, you look at DTR and you're like, okay, DTR is a better athlete than Deshaun Watson. So when you look at the run game at least, and being able to utilize DTR and his legs as well, there could be some worries there for Pittsburgh. Again, it is DTR, so I don't know. I watched his college highlights last night to get me pumped, and he ran the ball, I think, for the first 3 minutes of the video, but that didn't really help. But yeah, it'd be exciting. I'll jump into the Ravens game real quick. It really was a tale of two halves for everybody. You look at the first half, and it was really easy to be out on this team. The first drive of the game, Deshaun Watson pulls a Pittsburgh game. He throws a pick six to Kyle Hamilton, and he walks right in. And honestly, it happens. And then our group chat, Justin, game over. Dan, game over. And it's really hard. It happens. Against a team like Baltimore, who was 7-2 at the time, there's no margin for error against those types of teams. And when the first play of the game is a pick six, you're like, oh shit, now we're down in a hole 7-0, and then we end up punting, and then they go and score a 40-yard touchdown. I mean, they're up 14-0 5 minutes into this game, and you're at this point, I mean, let's be honest here. Most teams are like, okay, how ugly can this get? So I give a lot of credit to our defense as well, because our defense struggled in the first quarter containing Lamar. It always seemed like Zay Flowers was open, or somebody was open. Mark Andrews, Rashad Bateman, anybody, and obviously Odell scored that touchdown. It's very bittersweet. But I mean, I got to be honest here. They made adjustments. Jim Schwartz made adjustments, and the defense was incredible the rest of the game. I mean, the second, third, and fourth quarter, I mean, they were damn good. And, I mean, that's kind of the way it's been the whole year. I mean, this defense has really carried this team. And, and I'll admit, going into Sunday against Pittsburgh, that's why I'm nervous, of course. It's a divisional game. We're both 6-3. I mean, this is a game that we both, I don't necessarily say need to win, but we both want to win very, very badly. Because honestly, depending on the outcome of tonight's game, there's a chance that Sunday's game could be for first place in the division.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's hard, but I'll be honest with you. With the way our defense has been rolling and the way the defense played against you guys in week 2, I mean, let's be honest with you. The 70-yard touchdown to George Pickens was a miscommunication. Emerson and Delpit miscommunicated on it, which, I mean, he was more wide open than a prostitute's legs. So, I mean, that was a long touchdown that could have been avoided. I mean, miscommunications happen, but whatever. The pick six happens. You take away, again, hypotheticals, you take away those two. I mean, you guys are only scoring 7-8 points in that game. Mm-hmm. The offense in the week 2 game, especially Kenny Pickett, the run game. I know the run game has been a lot different with Broderick Jones in, but the offense did not show me enough in week 2 for me to say, okay, with DTR coming in and playing, he's got to score this amount of points or this. I mean, that's kind of how I felt with Watson last week. Watson had kind of struggled. He'd been pretty decent the last 2 weeks he had played, but they were against inferior opponents. And we saw how slow he started off against Baltimore. I mean, he started off 1 of 9. He looked terrible. But at the same time, though, I would say probably 4 or 5 of those passes were throwaways because they were getting a lot of pressure on him, which for you guys is a great sign. And he had a couple of drops. Njoku dropped a freaking walk-in touchdown. And then I do want to say this very quickly, though, and I just want to give Deshaun Watson the props he deserves, because let's be honest here. He played an unbelievable half in the second half. He was perfect. Game-winning drive. We were down 14 with 10 minutes left. And Jeff, I know you mentioned this earlier. The old Cleveland Browns would have found a way to lose that game. They would have rolled over and died.
You know what it was? It was you get the pick six by Greg Newsome and missed the PAT.
Well, that
was the most Cleveland Browns thing I had seen in a while.
Well, that, and then we muffed the punt.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Muffed the punt on the 10-yard line. They run 3 plays. They don't get anything. They have a rush. They have a touchdown called back. And we're like, okay. But then on third down, we're holding them again. On third down, Lamar throws one to the end zone and gets picked off. And then we get called for holding. And so they ended up getting 8 plays down by the 5-yard line. They end up scoring on the final play. Gus Edwards finally got in on the last play, and we're like, all right, that you know what? This game's just not meant for us. It's on to Pittsburgh next week. I mean, literally, our group chat was like, it's on to Pittsburgh next week, And then, man, I mean, the offense was just incredible. Getting that pick six was huge. The defense getting a huge stop when it was 31-30. Myles Garrett, for as much as people like to shit on Myles Garrett for not showing up in big moments, I mean, he was huge in the second half. I mean, I saw a Steeler fan on Twitter. I'm not going to.
I could only imagine who it was.
You know who it was. Saying Myles Garrett not showing up, consider me shocked. And right after they tweeted that, he had 2 sacks in a row, and gave us the ball. Knocked Baltimore out of field goal range, and gave us the ball back. He was incredible. He had a pass deflection. I mean, he had an absurd second half. And shout out to Greg Newsome, too, his first career interception. I mean, we've been waiting 3 years for it. And it comes as a pick six in a big moment. Amari Cooper, too. But getting back to Deshaun Watson, I mean, playing that whole second half with a broken bone in your throwing shoulder and a high sprained ankle. I mean, or a high ankle sprain. I mean, that's a gutsy performance. And, and it's one of those things where it's like, he sits out with the shoulder injury for a couple weeks earlier in the season.
And I saw how y'all's fan base was reacting to those.
$230 million cheerleader. And he got his money. He don't want to play. That shut everyone up right there. And it sucks. I mean, it sucks that his season's over now. And, you kind of got to ride out with DTR the rest of the year. But, you got to – I mean, obviously most people aren't going to feel for Watson. Get it?
Yep.
But, I mean, that's our quarterback, man. And he went out on a high note. And again, it sucks because, everyone's going to look at the contract. He's only played, in like 12 games in over 3 years. So, I mean, we can address that in the offseason next year. But the way he was able to finish that game perfectly with the injuries he had. And, we saw yesterday him getting interviewed, about the season-ending injury and how emotional he got.
Which I think is bullshit, in my opinion.
Here you go. I mean, he
You know what he did? Here's what he did. It's like that episode of SpongeBob when the dude was really crippled. The every day I break my arms and every day I break.
Oh, stop!
And then he unzips himself the moment the media's gone. That's what he did.
That's insane. That is a crazy thing to say. But no, man. I mean, he cares and he really wants to be out there. And I think. I don't want to say it's fitting because the season's not over yet, but I mean that was his signature win. That's what we paid him $230 million to come here for was, to win games like that and to have comeback wins like that and to play like he did in the second half. Jerome Ford ran the ball. I mean, this Ravens defense I think is as good as ours. I mean, we're 1 and 2 in the NFL. However you want to rank them, us first or them first. They're a top.
You forget about San Francisco's defense.
They're not on. They're very, very good, but I think the Browns and the Ravens are 1 and 2. I mean, they're, the way the performance this year, it's one of those things where, you kind of go into this game and, I mean, you're expecting maybe a low-scoring battle. Another thing too is the defense of how they kept Lamar Jackson in check after the first quarter. Lamar has been having an MVP type season, with Baltimore and, the defense. I mean, it's a battle. You got an MVP level quarterback going up against the number 1 defense in the NFL. Who's gonna make the other look like an ass? And we did a great job of containing him. Making him stay in the pocket, not making plays with his legs. So yeah, I mean, when you have a game like that against Baltimore, seeing how your defense responds with adversity. It makes you feel really good going into another divisional game against, a Pittsburgh team whose offense is nowhere near Baltimore's, and that's not shitting on you guys, but
no, I mean,
no, I'll go for it, please. Our offense is terrible.
You know what? Here's what Jarryd will appreciate that because, like I said, he's the negative Nancy of the fan base.
I'm being realistic, Jeff.
He's the guy that is already writing him off. He wants Caleb Williams.
No. Okay, I'm not that far. I'm not that far.
You're telling me if you had the chance at Caleb Williams, you wouldn't take him over Kenny Pickett, Jeff?
Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. I'm about to say, like,
you know what? Jarryd even texted me a couple days ago saying that he was hoping the Patriots release Mac Jones. So.
No.
Okay,
never said
crazy.
that. No, never said that.
I saw Browns fans saying that. I'm like, okay, well, slow your roll a little bit. If it's Jimmy G or Ryan Tannehill or someone like that gets cut or requests their release to come here, that's fine. I'll take one of them. Yeah, no, I'm cool.
Realistically,
I just want the offensive coordinator gone, but it's not going to happen. I have to deal with him for the rest of the season.
I saw a big thing going on Cleveland Twitter yesterday that a lot of people want Cam Newton, and I'm like, please shut that shit down. I just please no.
You know what? I got a FaceTime from someone, and Dan, and he said that shit too.
Dude, Dan is stupid. Like, Dan is legit stupid. Like, I don't know why we entertain him and Justin sometimes because they get too emotional. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh my goodness. But
yeah. Needless to say, anytime in the group chat. So if you guys don't know, Justin and Dan is one of me and Hunter's friends. Every time there is an argument that goes on, 99.9% of the time, it's me and Hunter versus them too.
Yeah, it usually because we speak with logic and they speak with emotion.
Well,
That's literally what it is. But to wrap up the Ravens game, I really just want to say I'm really, that's a game they usually do not win. They do not come back from. They roll over and die, especially against a good opponent. I mean, here's the thing: great teams win those games. And I'm not saying the Browns are a great team, especially with Watson going out. But, just to be able to win a game at that level is really big. And, I mean, it changes everything for us. It knocks the Ravens down a notch. It kind of gives us a game, too. If the Ravens win that game, I mean, they're kind of running away with the division at that point.
yeah.
So, it's tough. I'm so excited, to see, what happens on Sunday. I'll be honest with you, when the news got dropped about Watson the other day, it really lowered my excitement for Sunday. I was really very upset, but,
That's something I've noticed.
But, kind of looking at it too, I mean, a lot of people are acting like our season's over. And, I mean, I get it. Our franchise quarterback is not there, but, I'm really excited about DTR getting to come in. Again, with a full week of preparation. And, I really liked his comments today. They asked him about, the difference, and he's like, I'm not wide-eyed anymore. He's like, I went into that Baltimore game, and I was like, oh, my God, like, I'm here. Like, I got to do this, and I got to do that. And he's like, I'm not like that anymore. He goes, I know, like, I'm here. Like, I know what I have to do. Like, I'm ready to prepare. Like, I'm more prepared than I was. And, I mean, that's an understatement. I mean, the dude had 2 hours to game plan for, at that time, the best team in the NFL. So, I think as long as our tackles can hold up and not let, Alex and TJ get to him, I think we'll be just fine. If we take care of the football, if we win the turnover battle, if we don't turn the ball over excessively, I think we'll be just fine. To be honest with you, this is no disrespect to you guys, but I know how talented our team is, and I really don't think that there's any way, unless DTR has another stinker, I really don't think there's any way we should lose this game on Sunday. I'm really confident in our team still. Will Pittsburgh probably get a lucky bounce somewhere? I'm sure DTR will throw a ball to Amari Cooper and it'll go off his helmet, and Joey Porter will return it 106 yards to the house on the last play of the game. I'm sure that'll happen. But I'm really confident.
99 yards. We'll relive Super Bowl 43 all over again.
Don't do that. But I'm really excited.
At least I've been able to see my team in the Super Bowl.
Oh my God, that's true.
Your team won a Super Bowl when Barack Obama was first elected as president. Barack Obama is 65 years old. Your team.
Wait, when did your team go to a Super Bowl? Oh, wait.
Well, that's okay, Jeff. You know why? Because we're going to one this year.
Anyways, Kirby. Let's be honest about this game. I'm nervous as hell. I don't care. It's DTR. Could be Deshaun Watson. We are terrible against backup quarterbacks. I don't want to hear it.
You know what?
I am realistic. I am nervous. Always.
I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, obviously, minus the last 3 games, I'll give Deshaun. I mean, he had not been that good at all. He had been a below average quarterback, and we're still winning games. Mm-hmm. If DTR can just be average, if he can just be an average quarterback, there is no reason at all why we shouldn't win on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm asking the same thing for Kenny, at least.
You know what?
Myles Garrett is going to destroy him.
Yeah. You know what? So I have a question for you, Hunter. So if DTR goes out there, has a really good game, and wins,
okay,
are you prepared to see the tweets of saying make DTR a QB1 and get rid of Deshaun Watson?
It's going to happen. I mean, come on, Jeff. I mean, you know it's going to happen. Am I prepared for it? Of course I am. I'm a fucking Cleveland Browns fan. It's going to happen. I mean, I've seen. Are you kidding me, Jeff? I saw before week 1, they weren't even going to give Watson the start of this year. I saw the Hall of Fame game against the Jets. They were saying, let's start DTR. It's the Hall of Fame game.
Hey, you know what's funny is I think I know who's one of those people were.
Oh, yeah, we both know. TP? Yep. You know
what? Hey, Dan, we're calling you out again. Damn it.
But at the same time, though, I want that to happen. I want him to play that well and win the game on Sunday to the point where, look, I'm going to give my bold prediction right now, and I'm going to say, obviously, as a Browns fan, I'm biased, but if DTR goes out on Sunday and has a good game, just say a really solid game, and we win, I think we're winning the division. If we have – because here's the thing. You got to understand. Our run game is top 3 in the NFL. Our defense is, I think, the top unit in the NFL. If we just get average quarterback play, just average, we should be a top 5 team in the NFL. Like I don't think people understand that. Everyone, yes, we pay Watson $230 million. When you pay him that much money, he needs to be a superstar. I agree. I 100% agree. But with this team, with the way it's built right now, with how this defense has performed, Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt have been in the backfield, we literally just need average quarterback play, to be a great team. That's all we need. We have P.J. Walker. We beat the San Francisco 49ers with P.J. Walker.
Here, let me refresh that. The Cleveland Browns and the referees. San Francisco 49ers.
I don't want to hear that shit because they missed the field goal as time expired.
They shouldn't have. They shouldn't have
given you that bullshit. What was the bad call in that game? Oh, it was the hit to the head. That's what.
Yeah.
It was. Okay, I couldn't remember what the bad call was. Yeah, but they also gave it right back to San Francisco on that last drive because on 3rd down they called that bullshit holding on Denzel.
That was not bullshit.
You don't even remember the play.
Yeah, I don't even remember what happened this week.
I'm not mistaken. Was it on a curl route or something?
You're mistaken. It was it wasn't a curl. It was like he cut inside and then sat down.
Yeah, so it was kind of like a tweener zone kind of.
You know what? I don't want to hear shit from you. Kenny Pickett lost yards on a QB sneak and somehow got the first down.
Yeah. You know what? It is what it is what I say all the time. It is what it is.
It is what it is. And,
a win is a win in my book, no matter what the stats look like.
You're right.
A win is a win if it fits my agenda.
Oh, it's true. It is.
And you know what? And obviously, Jarryd, we mentioned this during the show before week 2. Obviously, this game, every year, twice a year, it's personal.
I know it is.
Because it goes back to Sunday at about 6 o'clock, all the way till the game is over. The next Sunday, it is a war zone.
Mm-hmm. I bet it is.
Because I'm in a group chat with nothing but Browns fans, and I am the only Steeler fan, so I got about 5. It's like 5v1.
and we're ruthless too.
And although you guys have not been really ruthless at all this week at all,
can you blame us? But
this was
our franchise quarterback.
That was before, even before Watson went out.
Yeah, you just wait until tomorrow, Saturday. It'll start.
I bet it will start.
And obviously, with there's a lot of Browns fans that follow me on Twitter, and obviously, so I had the one tweet that got Browns fans all hot and bothered, which was hilarious.
What was that tweet?
The video of the 3 hillbillies, and I said, I'm from a group of Browns fans.
Oh my god!
Hey man, I tell you what, Reflaw got you today though. When you were pissing.
You know what's funny is that I responded right back, and he never gave anything back. So
yeah, but he gave it to you. He's like, you live in Ohio.
Well, to be fair, it's I could be living in Youngstown or something, and it's because Youngstown is that's
right,
Steeler. That's
right,
Steeler.
But you're not though. You live literally 20 minutes away from Cleveland.
That's farther than that.
It's 25. It's 25-minute drive.
Let's see. I'm gonna look this up right now. How long does it take to get to Cleveland?
It's gonna say 30. But if you hop on that highway in Avon,
From my house, it takes an hour and 18. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, don't you?
35 minutes.
That's such bullshit. Don't take 35 minutes to get to Cleveland. Not with me driving. It'll take me about 17 minutes.
This is also not GTA 6 coming out.
Well, tell Justin that.
You know what? I can't wait for GTA 6 to come out.
I know, me too. It'd be fun. But
is your bold prediction the same as last time they played week 2, Jeff?
What was your bold prediction last time, Jeff?
Outside Smith was good. I literally said Outside Smith was going to have a field day. Sure. He's not going. I don't think he's going to have that kind of game. It's hard enough to do it one time, let alone 2 times in a year against the same team.
Mm-hmm.
What is my prediction going to be? Bold prediction. Bold prediction is the Browns will commit at least 3 turnovers.
Oof, man, you're asking a lot. I say, you want to be bold? Kenny Pickett throws 2 touchdowns passes.
Oh,
you know that's bold. That's
sad bold.
That we have to say that, and that is actually bold.
It's bold. Yeah. You know how sad I have to say that? It's bold. They can't throw 2 touchdowns.
My actual bold prediction is that, I mean, I don't know how bold this is, honestly, because he's unbelievable, but my honest bold prediction is that Myles Garrett really puts his stamp on this game. And honestly, I feel like he has a great game that really, really puts him as the clear defensive player of the year front runner. And I feel like we're going to ride on the defense's back, and really, I think that's how we're going to win this game. And I think Myles Garrett's going to be.
I think Dan Moore will be fine taking care of him.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say this. Let me say this about that. There's 2 points. Number one, I'm excited to see Broderick Jones when Myles Garrett's on that side of the field going up against Myles, because that's going to be Broderick Jones' first real test against a legitimate great pass rusher. He hasn't had that so far in the 2 games that he's played, even 3 games, again, when he played on the left side. He's not played anyone like that yet.
Well, yeah, so but Myles Garrett isn't a great pass rusher. He's the great pass rusher.
Well, so, I think you forget that number 90 on the Steelers is the greater pass rusher.
Nah, his brother clears.
His brother.
He's not even the best Watt in his family.
No, okay. All right now.
And that's the one thing I'm really excited about. So I want to see how he's going to fare out against him. And even Zadarius Smith, who's a guy he's not bad. He's not a bad pass rusher at all. I want to see what those battles are going to be. He's
been really good the last couple weeks. I think he started off slow, but he's been really good the last couple weeks.
And number 2, and something that you mentioned about Myles Garrett. And Hunter, I've said this to you off air numerous times. I think the reason being of why, when we see Browns fans saying, why hasn't Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year yet? And when you go back to 21, when TJ Watt won his, I think one of the biggest reasons is because of when the plays were made. Making plays in the 4th quarter when it mattered most. Yeah. You're starting to see that with Myles Garrett now.
Yeah, so he's done that quite a bit in the 4th this year. So I'm hoping that continues.
Now, obviously last year, I knew TJ wasn't going to win it, which obviously he shouldn't have. He was hurt, happy or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
No.
I was just happy to see Nick Bosa win it because he's a Buckeye and Myles Garrett didn't get to win it, so that made me happy. So it was a double whammy.
Oh, man.
But you know what? When we talk about obviously, when you get to talking about elite pass rushers in the NFL, especially for the last few years, TJ and Myles are always going to be in that conversation. Micah Parsons, add him to that conversation as well, Nick Bosa. I think the other guy that's really been very, very, very good this year, Max Crosby.
Max Crosby has been.
And obviously we have a friend of ours, Hunter, who is an absolute Max Crosby hater.
Well, that's because we put him in the same conversation as Myles Garrett, and he can't think that.
Which, I mean, but it's like, you look at what he's done this year. Dude has been absolutely unreal.
Yeah.
Sucks he's on the Raiders. That's all I could say.
Well, I mean, it don't matter. We already beat the Raiders, so.
I know, but she's doing on a good team. Sorry, the Raiders aren't going to be good anytime soon.
I don't know, man. I mean, it seems like that team is rallying around Antonio Pierce, and it makes me wonder, like, if they continue to go out there and ball out like this, if they don't make him just a permanent head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, at this point, if they keep winning, I mean, it's kind of going to be hard not to.
Oh, yeah.
And then just figure out what they're going to do at quarterback, because clearly Jimmy Garoppolo was not been great there.
Yeah,
nope.
He's been really bad.
And the one guy, I know we're getting off topic here. I think the one that got really benefited the most from Josh McDaniels being gone was Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Because that dude has been balling out the last couple of games ever since.
I think Devontae Adams is too.
Yeah, well, but I think, Devontae, we already knew he was always going to get his. But I feel like, especially with Josh Jacobs, dude really started to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's us getting off topic here for a minute. Yeah, this game is, like I said, it's always personal. I mean, obviously, I know for Browns fans, there's no game that gets them up in a week besides Pittsburgh games. Obviously, Bengals games doesn't mean as much, at least for my outside view of it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's like for us with the Steelers, it's like the Ravens week. Mm-hmm. Ravens week is what gets us going. And, yeah, it's going to be a fun one. I am just glad. Well, obviously, we'll be able to watch it here. Jarryd, I think you're getting screwed out of not being able to watch that game because you have to watch Miami.
I have YouTube TV. While I'm watching the game, don't you worry.
Wait, you have the ticket?
Yes, I do.
Well, congratulations to you and all your success.
It's worth it. It's not bad. It's pretty good.
Yeah, well, when you're rolling in dough like you are.
Whoa. I ain't rolling in dough like that. No. I mean,
you go to numerous games a year. Yeah, it's okay to admit it.
No, not rolling in dough. Don't say that. I find cheap ways to go. That's how it works. That's how it works.
I have a friend of mine who's trying to convince me to go to the game in Indianapolis in December, and I'm like, yeah, I do.
All I know, if the Steelers make the playoffs, depending where they go, I might have to show up. That's all I can say.
Listen, at that point, I got a couple of my buddies from Steeler Twitter, cigar buddies, and they already said if there's somehow a home Steeler playoff game, their asses are there, and I'm gonna have to find myself a way to get there.
Oh, totally agreed. But what do we think about this game tonight, since it's huge for both of us here?
Let me ask. So I think and here's my thing, and this goes for the Browns fans and us Steelers fans. Whoever wins, we're going to find a way to justify that being what's good.
Yeah. I think if Baltimore wins, then we're like, okay, Cincinnati's just down another game. I mean, and their playoff window is closing. Mm-hmm. But if Cincinnati wins, we're like, all right, shit, then our game's for the division then. Mm-hmm. I think I've seen a lot with Browns fans, and I tend to agree with, I think for our rooting, obviously I think going into tonight we wanted Cincinnati to win because we wanted to play for the division on Sunday. But at the same time, now we're just kind of like, okay, now that Watson's lost for the year, how realistic is the division title for us? Because we don't know how DTR is going to play.
No, I'll tell you how realistic, non-realistic, because the Steelers are winning it.
Jesus.
I'll come back to you on Sunday.
So cocky, man. So cocky, I can't, man. Every week.
You know what, though? Here's what I'm going to say. You know why I'm like that? I'm an Ohio State Buckeye fan.
I know, but I'm just.
We got told.
Every week, the Steelers, it's always down to the last fucking play.
So here's what
Every week.
it's ironic that you know what I had just said. So me and Hunter were in a call earlier this week with we'll say a prominent Michigan Wolverine recruit who's going to go to Michigan next year, and he asked about Ohio State, and he said, "God damn, they are so cocky." So I guess that's where I get it from.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Michigan is too, and he knows that. I don't know why he.
Like I said, every week Steelers are going to give me a heart attack. I'm losing a year of life every time I watch.
You know what? You know, with me being the size that I am, you know, it's like I'm a cupcake away. It's like it feels like every week I am a Steeler game away.
Oh, Jeff, you have no idea.
And you know what?
Are you grabbing your nipple? No, okay.
No.
I was like, wait a second. What kind of shit you into over there, man?
But yeah, obviously because it is so much fun after week 2. Because I know I did the live reaction stream, which obviously is the best way for me because it's like, and it's weird every week during Browns Steelers week. There's different people that like want to watch the game with me because it's like that chance of like if the Browns win, they could just go and talk all the shit in the world. And I was like, it's like, all right, can't be in 5 places at once. I'll do a live reaction stream and everyone can, you know, comment or whatever. And I remember after that game and after the live stream, we got into a group FaceTime. And oh boy.
This Denzel Ward pick 6 on the first play of the game on Sunday is going to hit like crap.
You know what? I can't wait till we're smoking on that Kevin Stefanski DTR pack.
Oh boy, man!
Now that Ohio,
you guys are so cocky, man. I want to win. I just know it's going to be close till the end.
And
I'm just going to prepare I've been prepared. I'm just wanting to get
Hunter,
over it.
Hunter already knows. He's already predicted that Joey Porter Jr. You know, gonna get a pick 6. And when I hit him with, oh really now. And Joey Porter Jr. over Denzel Ward, or Joey Porter Jr.
Okay, see, now that's bullshit.
On the Browns.
That's such bullshit. He has like a 6-game sample size.
It don't matter.
6 games.
Look at those 6 games.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. 6. Yeah, I get 6 games. Yeah.
Denzel Ward played 6 games this season.
Denzel Ward's been elite for 5 years, but
can Denzel Ward play in 6 games a season? Seems like every year he's hurt 3/4 of the year.
He's played in every game this year.
Oh, just wait.
Oh my gosh.
Why
are you wishing on that?
Yeah, why are you wishing?
Come on. I want everyone to play. I want no excuses, man. We're already down 2 linebackers I'm worried about. I'm worried about the middle. That's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about.
If we beat you on Sunday with no Deshaun Watson, no Nick Chubb, no Jack Conklin.
You know, I'm not here to defend you, Kirby. I'm going to tell you that right now. You're
on
your own.
I mean,
I didn't talk shit. I'm just going to say that.
I don't even know if Juan Thornhill's playing.
Here's what I'll do. Here's how I'm giving you guys right now my blueprint. The Steelers somehow lose that game. My mindset is going to be like, I'm immediately just going to start talking shit about the Michigan game. That's how I'm getting away with it. I'm turning the narrative every single time to fuck Michigan.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Next week has the potential to be a shitty ass week for Herb.
And you know what? But the thing is, I want it to be half good. I want him to have 1 good game and 1 bad game because I need the Steelers to win, but I also need us to blow out them fuckers. Because, by the way, we got the news earlier today. Jim Harbaugh will not be on the sidelines, and
also keeping out for. I was reading the injury report. I didn't even know Keanu Neal didn't practice for the past 2 days as well. So that's another little rough start for the safety position.
Oh no!
No, I know. So bad for you guys. I know it's crazy.
All right, guys. What's your guys' honest score predictions?
100-0.
No.
Huh?
You're such a
zero. You didn't even let me finish the question.
20-17 is the score. Boswell saves the day. That it's going to be a low-scoring game.
Right. I'll be realistic. 98-0. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I think it's going to be
I think it comes down to the game-winning field goal. That's what's going to go either way.
17-13 Steelers.
Jeez, man, that's going to be so another couple hours of boring. That's what I'm hearing.
That's crazy.
I mean, I tried to say 100-0, but y'all wouldn't let me have it.
No, you're not getting that.
I'm gonna say 20-13. Actually, I'm gonna say 24-13. I'm gonna say, but in our direction, I think the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, it's not bad, but I don't think it'll be that far. I think it's by 3.
If we can put 33 up on Baltimore.
No, man. If we could put 33.
I think we can go toe to toe with. I don't think obviously we'll have that offensive performance because we have Dorian Thompson.
You know what? I'm changing my prediction.
Oh boy.
17-3.
Some dumb shit.
17-3. Y'all scoring 3 points.
That's insane, bro. If we score 3 points, I might off myself. I'm not even bullshitting you. If we lose on Sunday, I am going to be very upset.
Are you going to be home this week? Are you going to be home this weekend for that game, or
no? I'm going to a Browns backers bar here in Columbus with my boss from work. He's a part of a Browns backers bar up in Columbus at some bar. Him and his uncle run it. So he asked me if I wanted to come watch the game with them on Sunday at this pub and bar. I don't know. So I'm gonna go. I told him. I was like, let's do it.
You know what? When the Steelers win, your ass better not duck when I give you that FaceTime.
Oh,
come on, Jeff. Jeff, come on. I'm going to.
Yeah.
I was like, don't duck.
I do it every time we lose.
Oh man. Other than
unless you guys beat us by a lot, then I'll answer because if I know the game's over,
I want the offense to be good, but I hate our play caller.
But let's be honest though.
Part of it's not all on him. It's not all on him.
Over the couple weeks, have the play calling been that bad? It's not been nowhere near as bad.
It's not, but the second half was not good.
Well, that's also partially on the quarterback.
It is partially on Kenny. Kenny did not do well as well, either. 124 passing yards.
Is Kenny Pickett going to throw a pick on Sunday?
Probably not.
Surprised, honestly.
Probably not.
He does do a good job of not turning the ball over.
Although, you know what? Speaking of which, I do need to call something out when it comes to that because that fucker got lucky that he didn't throw one of the dumbest picks.
Oh yeah, I know. What
because if you guys go back to that week 2 game in the second half, it was like a second play. You know exactly the play I'm talking about. And it was like, what are you doing there? It's almost the same exact situation. You had Darnell Washington on a dump off that you could have tossed to, and whatever he got. Mm-hmm. But instead he wanted to try to force some throw, and luckily the dude was out. Mm-hmm. So
man, it's just luckily that he always throws it every time to the dump off person, and then the one time almost throw a pick.
I don't know why I totally forgot. Probably because he didn't play in week 2. I totally forgot about Cam Hayward.
Yeah, he does play this week.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's the.
And you know what, too?
Our offensive line better hold up, man. That's all I'm saying.
And you know what? And here's what I'll say is about a player on both sides is in terms of the Browns defense. If you want to run the football well, Dalvin Tomlinson. Dude has been an absolute monster.
Dalvin Tomlinson. And you know what? Who's been really good, too, in the run game? Jordan Elliott. Jordan Elliott has been incredible the last couple of weeks. Him and Mo Hurst both. Our D tackles have been very good this year, and they deserve a ton of props.
And then, obviously, for the Steelers, Montravius Adams.
Keanu Benton's the guy, man. He's the future,
Keanu
man.
Benton, rookie. Woo, buddy.
Hey, man, we're ready, man. I bet our defense is licking their chops.
I know the defense are looking at chops. The offense is just which one's going to play.
This game is really going to come down to, on either side of the ball, who wins the trenches.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That's truly what's going to happen.
Yeah, and also, I think the other thing that decides it is what Dorian Thompson-Robinson are we going to get? Mm-hmm. If we get a solid Dorian Thompson-Robinson, we ain't losing.
What Kenny Pickett am I going to get? That's my question.
Yeah, but I think that's
what Kenny Pickett am I going to get? Am I going to get dump off Kenny?
You'll get about 10 for 19. 162 yards.
Oh my
And a
god!
touchdown. That's what you'll get right there.
In a Steeler win.
Mm-mm.
Well, if
Fuck
Kenny
that.
gets 2 passing touchdowns, we win the game. I'm just telling you that right now. There's no way.
Here, we'll do
There's
this.
no
Hasn't he
way.
only
If the
thrown-
Steelers
hasn't he only
get
thrown
2
two
if
passing
Kenny
touchdowns,
Pickett
like, once or
passes,
twice?
Yeah.
here, if the Steelers pass,
Oh,
or
he
if Kenny
won.
Pickett passes for 2 passing touchdowns, Jarryd will basically eat. What is that shit that Sir Yacht ate?
No. Hell
The
no.
alpaca nuts or whatever.
Hell no.
Jarryd said that he would do that.
I did not say that. I do not consent.
He did not say that. I just wanted to get him riled up for a minute.
But we'll see what happens. Other than that, anything else to say? Pretty much.
Yeah, Sam, I'm good, man.
Pretty much good.
Who you guys, real
uh,
quick, who
go
you
ahead.
guys picking to win tonight?
Give me Cincinnati in this one. I got some
Really?
money on them.
I think Baltimore wins tonight.
I think they do too, but I threw some little money just
I
in
don't blame
case. We'll see.
The underdogs, I don't believe.
Yeah, put a little something on it. But also I want to say, go Magic. Paulo is him. Thank you.
That's
Paulo
a nice game
is
winner.
that guy.
Nice game winner he hit.
Paulo is the guy. Magic are 6
Here,
and 5.
I forgot to give you the rule. We do not stand the Magic.
Oh,
The only thing we do on this
Get
show.
me
is we
excited
talk
for my
about
team.
the Magic.
Everyone hates the Magic.
Hey, Orlando's got a better record than us right now, so you can't say it.
But that's not how you start. It's how you finish.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
They'll fall back to earth. It's okay.
No, we'll fall back to
Pittsburgh
Earth.
Pirates.
Oh no, Pittsburgh Pirates.
They started 20-8, and then how many games under 500?
Listen, a different sport, man. It's a different sport right now. I'm talking about basketball here. Apollo is the guy.
The Ravens are wearing their all black unis.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're winning.
Okay, man.
I'm going Ravens tonight.
It's probably going to be Ravens, but you never know.
I just feel like they got embarrassed on Sunday against us. I don't think another AFC North opponent comes in. I don't think they're going to take that shit again. I hope Cincinnati win. I'm hoping for a Joe Burrow game, but we'll see.
But yeah, other than that, I think that's about it for this episode. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, smash that like button, hit the red subscribe button, drop a comment. Obviously, go and follow all 3 of us on Twitter. I am at Jeff_Kirby412, at Boss_Sanchez98, and Hunter Osborne as I like Penis69. I'm just kidding. It's Hunter Osborne 24. But until then, hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Go Steelers.
Go Browns, baby.
Fuck the Browns.
Go Browns.
Fuck the Magic.
Go Magic.
Fuck the Yankees.
And most
And
importantly,
fuck
Jeff,
Michigan.
fuck Michigan.
Yeah. Oh man,
Go Buckeyes. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And also, if we don't talk to you, have a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. Enjoy your Black Friday shopping. Enjoy Black Friday football.
Yep.
We'll get some Black Friday football. Cannot wait. But it's time to get on out of here because I got Fortnite to go play. Peace out.